There comes a moment when you stop blaming the world and you realize the person you're running from is yourself. Not in some dramatic way, just in the small choices you avoid, the promises you quietly break, the potential you keep postponing. And the scary part, life doesn't punish you all at once. It just slowly takes pieces of you until one day you look in the mirror and barely recognize what's left. You know, most people don't hit a wall, they slide into it, quietly, over months, sometimes years. And the truth is, you don't notice yourself fading until the edges of your life start to blur. Your days feel the same, your routines turn soft, your purpose, it slips into the background. On the outside, you look normal. You go to work, you talk to people, you smile when you need to. But inside, there's this slow, heavy guilt you carry around, a feeling you can't explain, like you're leaving something important behind, like you're betraying someone who trusted you. And the hardest part is, you know exactly who that someone is. It's you, the version of you that wanted more, the version that still lives somewhere deep inside your chest, waiting for you to stop running long enough to hear him. Identifying the internal struggle. It's strange, isn't it? How easy it is to avoid the life you actually want. Not by making a big mistake, but by 1,000 small ones. You skip one habit, then another. You delay something for one day, and then another day, and another. And suddenly tomorrow becomes a place you hide in. You tell yourself you're tired. You tell yourself you're stressed. You tell yourself you'll get serious soon. But deep down, you know none of that is true. You're not tired. You're avoiding it. You're not lost. You're drifting. You're not failing. You're slowly letting yourself disappear. This is the part nobody talks about. Self-betrayal doesn't feel sharp. It feels dull, like a slow leak in your soul. You don't feel it all at once. You feel it in the quiet moments, the long nights, the mornings where you wake up with heaviness you can't name. You feel it when you realize you know exactly what you should be doing, and yet you still don't do it. That's where most people stay, half asleep, half alive. Consequences of staying the same. If you don't stop this pattern, you don't just lose time, you lose yourself, piece by piece, choice by choice, year by year. You start to doubt your own abilities, you stop trusting your own word. You watch yourself settle for a smaller life than the one you secretly hoped for. You stop trying, because trying forces you to face the gap between who you are and who you could be. And nothing hurts quite like that gap. But the truth is simple. If you don't change, nothing changes. Your future doesn't get better by accident. Your days don't get lighter by waiting. Your mind doesn't get sharper by wishing it would. Staying the same has a cost, and you pay it every day. With your energy, your confidence, your self-respect. Some people spend their whole lives paying that price and never even notice the debt. Introducing Stoic principles. This is where Stoicism saved me, not the quotes, not the books, not philosophy, the simplicity of it, the honesty of it, discipline over emotion, responsibility over comfort, action over desire. Stoicism teaches something quiet and powerful. Your life is built by the choices you repeat when nobody is watching. Not your dreams, not your feelings, your choices. The smallest habits, the simplest routines, the steps you take when your mind whispers, just do it tomorrow. That's where your life is shaped. Not in loud moments, but in silent ones. Not in motivation, but in consistency. Personal reflection. I remember a night, nothing dramatic, just me sitting alone in my room, in the dark, with this strange heaviness pressing against my ribs. I wasn't crying, I wasn't breaking down. I was just quietly disappointed in myself. Not because I had failed something big, but because I had avoided small things for so long that my life didn't feel like mine anymore. And for the first time, I didn't try to blame anyone, not the world, not the past, not the circumstances, just me, my choices, my patterns, my avoidance. That realization didn't hurt. It made me honest with myself. Building emotional tension. The dark realization. There's a moment in every person's life where the truth finally catches up to them. A moment where you can't hide anymore, where the excuses you always relied on start sounding childish, where you look at your own life and feel this quiet fear that if you don't change now, you never will. It's not a loud moment. It's not inspiring. It's dark, heavy, still. It feels like standing at the edge of your own potential and realizing how close you are to wasting it. And for a few seconds, you see everything clearly. Your patterns, your habits, your distractions, your escapes. You see who you've been and who you could be. And the distance between the two starts to feel unbearable. That's the moment most people run from, back into comfort, distraction, noise. But some, they stay with it. They don't look away. And that's where everything starts. The quiet breakthrough change doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with honesty. The honesty to admit you've been avoiding your life. The honesty to say, I'm not who I want to be, but I can become someone better. Change starts with one small promise, a real one. Not the kind you whisper at night and break by morning. A promise you keep even when you don't feel like it. A promise that proves you can trust yourself again. One honest step. That's all discipline really is. Honesty repeated. So start small, start quiet, start today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Because readiness is a trap. Action is the way out. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. One simple thing. Do it. Not to change your life overnight, but to remind yourself that you're still here, still capable, still responsible for the person you become. And remember this, if you don't take control of your life, life will control you in ways you won't notice until it's too late. You don't owe the world anything, but you owe yourself the chance to become who you were meant to be before you started breaking your own promises. If you made it this far, comment discipline if you're done lying to yourself.